My girlfriend invited her best friend to our anniversary dinner and told me not to make things awkward. All night they laughed like I wasn't even there. I paid the bill quietly, stood up, and said, "Enjoy the rest of the evening." Then I placed one small envelope on the table, and the moment she opened it, the laughter stopped. I'm 29, been with my girlfriend for 2 years. We met through a dating app, had that instant chemistry people talk about, moved in together after 8 months. Everything felt right until about 3 months ago when she reconnected with an old college friend. A guy, her best friend from before we met. The first time she mentioned him, it was casual. "Oh, I ran into someone I used to know. We got coffee and caught up. Fine. Normal. I didn't think twice about it." But then the coffee meets became weekly lunches. The lunches became dinners. And every time I'd ask about her day, his name would come up like a recurring character in a show I didn't sign up to watch. "He's so funny, you'd love him. He totally gets my sense of humor. We have so much history. It's like no time has passed." I tried to be the cool boyfriend, the secure one. I'd say things like, "That's great you reconnected," while feeling this knot in my stomach that I couldn't explain. She'd show me texts. They exchanged inside jokes I didn't understand, references to things they did in college, memes that apparently only made sense if you knew him like she did. 2 weeks ago, she brought up our anniversary. 2 years together. I'd already made reservations at this nice restaurant downtown, the kind of place where you have to book weeks in advance. I was planning to maybe bring up moving forward, maybe talk about our future. Nothing concrete, just feeling out where we stood. Then she hit me with it. So I was thinking, what if we invited him to our anniversary dinner? I looked up from my laptop. "What? My best friend? I think it would be fun. He's been wanting to meet you properly, and I think you, two, would really hit it off. You want to invite someone else to our anniversary dinner? It's just dinner. Don't make it weird. Our anniversary dinner. The 2-year anniversary of us being together." She sighed like I was being difficult. "You're making this a bigger deal than it needs to be. He's important to me. I want the people I care about to know each other. On our anniversary? When else? We're always busy. This way, we can all hang out, and you can see why I like him so much." I should have said no right there. Should have put my foot down and explained why inviting a third person to an anniversary dinner was insane. But I didn't. I told myself I was being insecure. That if I said no, I'd look jealous and controlling. That maybe she was right, and I was making it weird. So I said fine. The dinner was last night. I picked her up from work, drove to the restaurant, and he was already there, sitting at our table. He'd arrived early and ordered himself a drink, made himself comfortable in the seat I'd mentally reserved for myself. "Hey, man," he said, standing up to shake my hand. "Finally get to meet you. Heard so much about you." "Same," I lied. My girlfriend lit up when she saw him. Like actually glowed. She hugged him for what felt like a full 10 seconds while I stood there holding her coat. Then we all sat down, and that's when I realized I'd made a massive mistake. They immediately fell into their rhythm, laughing about some professor they had, reminiscing about parties I wasn't at, quoting movies I hadn't seen with them. I tried to join the conversation a few times, but it was like trying to board a moving train. Every time I'd say something, they'd acknowledge it with a polite smile and then bounce right back to each other. "Remember when we drove to the coast at 2 a.m. because you wanted to see the sunrise?" "Oh my God, yes." "And we got pulled over and you convinced the cop we were astronomy students." He totally believed it too. I still can't believe that worked. Laughter. So much laughter. The kind that comes from shared history, from inside jokes, from a connection I clearly wasn't part of. I sat there eating my expensive steak, watching my girlfriend have the time of her life with someone who wasn't me on the anniversary of our relationship. The waiter kept asking if everything was okay. I kept saying yes, everything was fine. Perfect, actually. Around dessert, something shifted in me. They were laughing about something else I wasn't part of, and my girlfriend had her hand on his arm, and I just felt this calm wash over me. Not anger. Not even hurt anymore. Just clarity. I excused myself to the bathroom, pulled out my phone, and made a decision I'd been avoiding for weeks. When I came back, they barely noticed. I sat down, finished my coffee, and waited for the check. When it came, I paid. Didn't split it. Didn't ask him to contribute. Just paid the full amount like I planned to do when I thought this would be a romantic dinner for two. Then I stood up. "Enjoy the rest of the evening," I said. My girlfriend looked up, confused. "Where are you going?" "Home. You two seem like you have a lot more to catch up on. Don't be like that. Don't make this awkward." There it was again. Don't make it awkward. Like I was the problem for noticing I'd been a third wheel at my own anniversary dinner. I reached into my jacket pocket and pulled out a small envelope, placed it on the table between them. "What's this?" she asked. "Open it." She picked it up, still smiling like this was some romantic gesture she was about to misinterpret. Her best friend watched with curious amusement. She opened the envelope and pulled out a single piece of paper. Her smile disappeared. "What is this?" "Lease termination notice. I'm moving out. You have 30 days to figure out the apartment." The color drained from her face. "You can't be serious." "I'm completely serious. I already talked to the landlord. My name's coming off the lease at the end of next month." "Over dinner?" "You're breaking up with me over one dinner?" "Not over one dinner. Over 3 months of watching you prioritize someone else. Over being told not to make things awkward when you invited another guy to our anniversary. Over sitting here tonight realizing I'm not even a supporting character in your life anymore." Her best friend shifted uncomfortably. "Maybe I should go." "No," I said. "Stay. Clearly you two have more to talk about than we do." My girlfriend stood up. "You're being ridiculous. He's just a friend." "Then, why did you bring him to our anniversary dinner?" "Because I wanted you to meet him." "I don't care about meeting him. I cared about spending our anniversary with you. Just you. But apparently that wasn't enough. You're jealous. That's what this is. Maybe. Or maybe I'm just tired of being an afterthought." I walked out of the restaurant and didn't look back. Got in my car, drove home, and started packing. I'd already found a new place, a studio apartment across town. Smaller, but mine. I'd been looking for 2 weeks, ever since she first suggested bringing him to dinner. Some part of me knew then how this would end. She came home around midnight. I was in the bedroom, boxes half packed around me. "We need to talk," she said. "I think we're done talking. You can't just leave. Not like this. Watch me. I didn't do anything wrong. He's my friend. I'm allowed to have friends. You're right. And I'm allowed to leave when I feel disrespected. One dinner and you're throwing away 2 years? It's not one dinner. It's every time you chose texting him over watching a movie with me. It's every time you came home late from seeing him and barely acknowledged I existed. It's every time you told me about your day and his name came up more than mine. It's inviting him to our anniversary and then acting like I'm the problem for being hurt." She started crying. "I didn't mean to make you feel that way, but you did. And when I tried to talk about it, you told me not to make things awkward. What do you want me to do? Cut him off? I want you to want to prioritize your relationship, without me having to ask. I do prioritize us. Then why was he at our anniversary dinner?" She didn't have an answer for that. Update 1. I slept on the couch that night. In the morning, she tried again. Made coffee the way I like it. Sat down across from me with this look like she was about to negotiate a business deal. "I talked to him last night," she said. "After you left." "Okay. He feels terrible. He didn't realize it was our anniversary. I never told him. Why not?" She paused. "I don't know. I guess I didn't think it mattered. And that right there is the problem. He said he'd step back. Give us space. I don't want him to step back. I want you to have wanted to spend our anniversary alone with me, without me having to make it an issue. So what? You're just leaving? That's it? That's it. What about everything we built together? You mean the apartment I paid 2/3 of the rent for? The furniture I bought? The life I kept trying to include you in while you were busy rebuilding your college glory days? She flinched. That's not fair. None of this is fair. But I'm done pretending I'm okay with being your backup plan. I moved out that weekend. Took my stuff, left her with the furniture she picked out, and started fresh in my studio apartment. It felt smaller than I expected, but also lighter. Like I could finally breathe without wondering when the next mention of her best friend would come. She texted me every day for a week. Can we talk? I miss you. I made a mistake. Please don't do this. I didn't respond. Then the text changed. You're being childish. All of this over dinner. I hope you're happy alone. I blocked her number after that. Update 2. 2 weeks after I moved out, her best friend messaged me. I don't know how he got my number, probably from her. The message was long, apologetic, explaining that he never meant to cause problems, that he valued their friendship but respected relationships more, that he hoped I'd reconsider. I didn't respond to him either. Then I ran into him at a coffee shop. Total coincidence, or maybe not. He was sitting alone, saw me walk in, and waved me over. Can we talk? He asked. I don't think that's a good idea. 5 minutes, please. Against my better judgment, I sat down. I want to apologize, he said. I didn't know the dinner was supposed to be just you two. She told me you wanted to meet me. She told you I wanted to meet you? Yeah. Said you'd been asking about me and thought it would be fun to all hang out. I laughed. Couldn't help it. I never asked about you. Not once. His face changed. She said you suggested it. She invited you. Told me not to make it awkward. Made it sound like I was the insecure boyfriend if I objected. He sat back. So she lied to both of us. Seems like it. We sat in silence for a minute. For what it's worth, he said, I'm sorry. I thought I was doing what you both wanted. And now? Now I'm wondering if I've been an idiot. Join the club. He left after that. I don't know if he stayed friends with her. Don't really care. But something about that conversation confirmed what I already knew. She'd manipulated the situation to get what she wanted and made both of us feel like we were the problem. Update 3. A month after I moved out, I got a call from our old landlord. She hadn't paid rent. He wanted to know if I was still responsible for my portion. I gave you my termination notice. My name should be off the lease. It is. But she put you down as a reference for covering her portion. Said you'd agreed to help until she found a roommate. I never agreed to that. That's what I figured. Just wanted to check. I hung up and felt a wave of something I couldn't quite name. Not satisfaction exactly, but validation maybe. She'd assumed I'd bail her out. Assumed I'd keep being the solution to her problems even after I left. I didn't help her with rent. She ended up moving back in with her parents, from what I heard through mutual friends. Lost the apartment we'd shared. Lost the independence she'd taken for granted. Meanwhile, I was thriving. Started going to the gym more. Reconnected with friends I drifted from. Went on a few dates, nothing serious. Just remembering what it felt like to be someone's priority instead of their safety net. Update 4. 3 months after the breakup, she showed up at my apartment. I don't know how she found out where I lived. Maybe she asked around. Maybe she followed me. Either way, there she was at 8 p.m. on a Thursday, knocking on my door. I opened it, but didn't invite her in. We need to talk, she said. No, we don't. Please. Just 5 minutes, I sighed. Fine. 5 minutes. She stepped inside, looked around at my small studio, the minimal furniture, the life I'd built without her. This is where you've been living? This is home. It's so small. It's enough. She sat on my couch without asking. I've been thinking a lot about what happened. Okay. I think we both made mistakes. I disagree. You walked out over one dinner. Don't you think that was extreme? You invited someone else to our anniversary and made me feel crazy for being hurt. Don't you? Think that was worse? I was just trying to what? Have your cake and eat it too? Keep me around while you explored whatever that was with him? It wasn't like that. Then what was it like? She couldn't answer. I've moved on, I said. You should too. Have you though? Moved on? More than you'd think. Are you seeing someone? That's none of your business. So you are. I'm not having this conversation. Your 5 minutes are up. She stood. I made a mistake. I see that now. But walking away doesn't make you the winner here. I'm not trying to win. I'm trying to be happy. Something I couldn't do with you. She left without another word. Final update. It's been 6 months since that anniversary dinner. I'm doing better than I have in years. Started a new hobby, got a promotion at work, moved into a bigger one-bedroom place. I'm dating someone new casually, nothing serious yet, but she makes me laugh and actually shows up when she says she will. Novel concept. I heard through mutual friends that my ex and her best friend tried dating for a while. Lost it. About 2 months before they realized their connection was based on nostalgia and not much else. She's single again, posting cryptic quotes on social media about knowing your worth and cutting off people who don't appreciate you. The irony isn't lost on me. Her best friend reached out once more, a few months ago, to apologize again. Said he felt used, and understood now why I left. I appreciated the message but didn't engage beyond a polite, "Thanks for reaching out." Some chapters need to stay closed. The envelope I left on that table contained just one piece of paper, the lease termination notice, but it represented so much more. It was me choosing myself, choosing to walk away from someone who saw me as optional, choosing to stop explaining why I deserved basic respect. People ask if I regret how I handled it, if leaving so abruptly was too harsh. But I don't. That dinner crystallized everything I'd been feeling for months. Watching her laugh with someone else on what should have been our night, being told not to make things awkward when I was the one being disrespected, it was the clarity I needed. The best part? I don't miss her. I thought I would. Thought I'd have regrets or wonder what if, but mostly I feel relieved. Relieved I don't have to compete for attention in my own relationship. Relieved I don't have to hear about inside jokes I'm not part of. Relieved I don't have to pretend I'm okay with being second place. That envelope cost me a 2-year relationship, but gave me back my self-respect. Worth it.